Hello, everyone. I had never heard of this company, Way. Apparently, what they do is software to help health insurance companies or hospital. I don't know who they help actually, but it has to do with sorting out issues with insurance, health insurance. Well, first of all, I think health is going up as we march towards September, October. It's related to it, not directly impacted by health going up, but it's related. The chart, they IPO'd June 24th, had this probably five wave move here, and then a very slow, gradual ABC correction that went below the IPO price. And what we see here, especially after this gap, is there was capitulation here, so there's a thrust uh, coming out of capitulation. I think it's a reversal. It's hard to know with certainty. This could still roll over because I can't really count. Uh, well, I could count waves here. Probably this is A, this is B, and then this is C with one, two, three, four, five. So there's enough waves to, but anyone could have argued this was the bottom, and it wasn't. Um, Let me see if I put this guy here. Uh, One, two, three. Yeah, it does look like it's a more complex correction. It's not an easy five wave down like C type of stuff because of things like this. But I think there's a good chance it bottomed. But why I had never heard about it? How did I come across Way? So I have a scanner that runs every day that looks for institutional flows, right? So it basically sees what are the things that went up with a relative volume that was significant, not in general terms, but related to the stock itself. Like it was uncommon or it's above average in terms of investing. So you have many things here. I am on SE. It didn't move much on the day. The only thing is that this ran yesterday, which the market was closed. So I don't know if I can trust those numbers here. Probably I can. Yeah. Yes. 103, I think, was the close. Yeah. So there are many things here. DLO, I had been paying attention. In Way was the second here. And Rivian, I know what it does. AVEV, more or less I know. Uh, but then this caught my attention. So that's how I got to it. So then I opened the chart, right? And I have here with all my indicators, and I'm going to show you. So I put this guy here, this volume anchored profile at the IPO price. And it's very interesting, right? So it went below this kind of last support here. It found it basically went where there was no volume because it was below the IPO price, and it came back. And look at how it jumped here. It will probably move very quickly on Monday to 24. Then find some resistance there, maybe move sideways for a couple of days, maybe even making a this may be wave one. It may be doing a wave two. Kinda doubt it because of momentum. I think the entire thing will go super fast to this fib, which is the retracement from this to this. So you see here, here and there. So uh, if it moves to that target, which basically essentially fills this gap here, we're having a 24% up. It is packaged softer, so that's why I think it got hammered like this. People thinking, oh, Way is going out of business because of LLMs, which is insanely stupid because they're highly specialized and they know their shit. Like they already process billions of records and they train their machine learning models with real health data. It's very hard to beat them. Then they are using all the technologies now, so they're not like sitting ducks waiting for a disruptor. Anyway, I don't know profoundly the company, but I think they're well positioned. I like the chart a lot as a reversal. It crossed up on my RS, which is not as noisy as the relative strength that you see out there. This is essentially I tried to code what market surge does, but they don't provide you with you see the sometimes you get a reversal signal and it fails. You got a cross down right after and it failed. Um, that's why you can't rely on relative strength alone because sometimes the SPX is going down. If the stock goes down slower than SPX, this is going up, but everything is going down. So it doesn't mean you are going to see a lot of price appreciation. So I never look at one indicator alone. What I'm looking here, I see historically uh, you have the squeeze momentum. This and this is the same, but here I put like there's one bar, one green bar. Usually, on average, you have seven. And on thrust, which is those green bars, usually price goes up. Usually, not always. When you look here, there aren't many instances of trust, right? You can basically count here. So can't really trust it alone. Again, you should never trust one indicator alone, but it's a good thing. Unfortunately, stochastic and RSI, at least on the daily, are already on overbought. No shit, right? Obviously. Um, if you go to the weekly, though, we are barely getting out of oversold, which is very good. Also, squeeze momentum is for the first time coming back up from deeply down. So if you look at the weekly, we kind of got a very strong breakout from a consolidation zone here. Uh, this would be the first zone of resistance, I think, just because it's a prior high. But that would be already very close. I wouldn't be surprised if it just goes through it. It may hit the 50-week moving average, which is coming down here. All lines up there. Look, the fib, the 50-week. What else? Yeah, the fib that I marked and the 50-week are right there. So that's going to be resistance. It doesn't mean you have to sell if you buy on Monday, uh, because this is definitely going much further up if it continues to recover. But this is wave one. There will be a wave two that may retrace a lot of wave one. So size accordingly. 12 August, still a month away. I think this is going to run up to earnings, unless there's market weakness, which I don't believe we're going to have that. We may, but I don't think July is going to be a terrible month. Um, I'm trying to knock on wood here because also like what happened after the job data. First we went up and then we faded. I don't know what that means for the rest of the month of July, but hopefully, if July is good, I think this is going to keep going up. So yeah, this is Way, a company I had never heard. I'm very interested in now. I would need to check. I wish I had cash to put something here, but if I sell some of my positions, I may consider it.